Oublie pas de pas oublier ton masque. In English, don't forget not to forget your mask. That's the song Blue Jeans Blue was singing to us a year ago now, to remind us to bring a mask whenever we go to the grocery store. Masks are found hung at the rearview mirror of the car, inside the glove box, and at the bottom of a purse or a trouser's pocket. We're all accustomed to have one at our disposal. The importance of a respiratory protection has been in the spotlight for the last year and a half. It was a steep learning curve for many people. Indeed, many more people, especially in the health sector, now know what an N95 is and how a fitting test works to protect oneself against airborne viruses like the one of COVID-19. However, there is still a lot to learn about choosing the right respiratory protective equipment. Many workers in various workplaces continue to be daily exposed to risks of inhaling dangerous products. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, considers that in the United States, the deaths caused by respiratory diseases and cancers related to work represent about 70% of all the deaths caused by occupational diseases. The respiratory diseases caused by exposures in the workplace include a wide range of negative health effects, especially respiratory tract diseases like asthma, interstitial pulmonary diseases like silicosis, infectious respiratory diseases like tuberculosis, and respiratory cancers. These health effects can come from a wide range of professional contexts and vary from benignant and reversible conditions to progressive fatal disorders and can be linked to short or long-term exposures. How to prevent respiratory diseases caused by exposures in the workplace? First, think of the possibility of eliminating the hazard. Is it necessary to use this product or to perform this operation? Then, try to substitute a dangerous product for a less dangerous one. Then, prevent contaminants in suspension from being in a worker's respiratory zone by using a ventilation system, for example. As a last resort, use a procedure detailing the work method to follow and use the respiratory protective equipment to reduce the exposure to the minimum. That is what we call the hierarchy of controls. There are two types of respiratory protective equipment, RPE: the air purifying RPE and the air supplying RPE. Air purifying RPE can be motorized, works with assisted ventilation, or non-motorized, works with breathing. These devices mechanically or chemically filter the contaminated ambient air. The Disposable N95 Mask is an example of an air purifying RPE, as it mechanically filters the air particles when the user breathes in. We also found among this type of RPE the half mask and the full mask with filter that filters the particles, or with cartridge to chemically filter gases and vapors, or both, filter and cartridge. Important: a proper fit is essential, and many factors can impact the sealing between the face and the mask. For example, people with facial hair cannot use the RPE if the facial hair is between the seal and their skin, as the air and the contaminants within will go inside the equipment. Be careful. There are certain limits concerning the air purifying RPE. They cannot be used for all types of airborne contaminants, and their effectiveness is limited because of the type and capacity of the filters or the cartridges used. They cannot be used in atmospheres where the oxygen level is low or the concentration of contaminants is high. Air supplying RPE are supplied with fresh air independently of the contaminated ambient air. They generally offer a superior protection than the one offered by the air purifying RPE. The firefighters use a type of RPE with independent air supply. To determine the right RPE type, a risk analysis must be completed. This will be covered in another capsule. In order to identify the contaminants that are present in the workplace, the safety data sheet is a good tool to know about the dangerous substances of a product and the related standards. Also, the following must be verified: if the work environment is missing oxygen, if the contaminant consists of dust, smoke, mist, gas, or vapor, or a combination. the concentration of the contaminants by measuring the time-weighted averages and the exposure limits. The routes of entry other than by inhalation, for example, by skin absorption. In other words, are there other health effects such as skin sensitization, skin irritation, and dermal corrosion? Finally, the employer must develop and put in place a respiratory protection program. That program should present as a whole the different aspects related to respiratory protection in an efficient and consistent manner to ensure the best possible protection of the workers. In Canada, the employer must comply to the requirements of CSA Standard Z94.4 selection, use, and care of respirators. Need help to create your respiratory program? Cognibox is here to help you out. Don't forget your mask. To learn more about this topic, please consult our e-learning platform and catalog, as well as our training and professional services in risk management.